Well, good evening from London. Welcome to Piers Morgan Uncensored. Today, Harry and Meghan torched what little was left of their relationship with the royal family and what little was left, frankly, of their own reputations.
Okay, someone hold my pearls. Meghan Markle is twerking on the internet yet again, but this time she's pregnant. I haven't seen something this cringe since Cardi B offered to perform WAP for President Biden. Not a political statement, just not the appropriate venue for watermelon, apples, or pineapple. That's not what WAP stands for, but I bet Meghan Markle knows what it does. Listen, I'm all for celebrating pregnancy. Glow goddess, do your thing. But there's a difference between miracle of life and look at me, shake it while I grow a royal cousin in my womb. This doesn't look like empowerment. It looks like desperation with a Wi-Fi connection. Part of me felt like this was Meghan Markle's reaction to Brooke Shields saying she was boring, but this video is evidence of so much more. You want to know why she was never meant for royal life? Because royal life is built on restraint, mystery, and dignity.
It is the cringiest, most uncomfortable piece of tape I've seen in a long time. I'm sorry, but I'm going to make you watch it.
1 month, 2 months, 3 months, hit the baby mama when I'm stepping through the door.
She's
yeah, I'm pregnant,
supposedly 9 months pregnant in the hospital room, dancing with a big belly. Harry's there too. She's kind of twerking. She's gonna twerk. Here comes Harry. She spreads her legs. She hikes her dress. She circles her genitals. Here's the problem. We don't like you, Meghan Markle.
Say the moon bump conspiracies, fake kids, rental kids, all these sorts of things. I think some of the mainstream media do want to stay away from that, which I totally understand. I am not somebody who actually subscribes to the notion that Meghan used a surrogate. And the reason is, especially in the UK, that would have been exceptionally difficult to pull off. Now, was she vain enough to think sometimes that her belly didn't look the way she wanted it to and padded her belly? I could 100% believe that. And I understand why people question things. I understand it. So I don't think it's unfair to say, hey, people question.
Meghan Markle just got caught red-handed again. And this time it's not a tabloid rumor. It's hospital officials shutting down her story as a flat-out lie. The now infamous twerking video Meghan tried to pass off as a cute behind-the-scenes moment, total fiction. The timeline doesn't add up. The location doesn't match. And now, the truth is finally exploding out into the open. What else has she lied about? Buckle up, because this isn't just about one video. This is about Meghan's entire carefully crafted image finally falling apart. Let's start with the moment that's got everyone talking. Meghan Markle's so-called fun hospital moment where she was caught twerking in full glam, unmasked, looking like she was filming a TikTok challenge. Meghan claimed it was a lighthearted, spontaneous moment during a visit to the hospital while supporting staff and patients. Sounds sweet, right? But here's the problem. According to hospital officials, that exact hospital was under strict COVID-19 protocols at the time the video was supposedly filmed. Masks were mandatory, visitor access was limited, there were no film crews allowed, no unmasked influencers, no dancing duchesses. In short, what Meghan described couldn't have happened the way she said it did. Even worse, the timeline Meghan gave for the visit conflicts with Prince Harry's own version in his memoir, Spare. He clearly stated they were at the hospital during the period when the strictest restrictions were in place. So who's lying? Meghan, Harry, or both? This isn't just a small mix-up, this is a deliberate attempt to sell a fake image to the public. And the moment officials pushed back, the house of cards started to wobble. If you thought the twerking clip was bad, wait until you hear about Meghan's podcast appearance, because it was supposed to be a career revival moment. Instead, it turned into a PR disaster. Meghan sat there polished, prepared, and pretending to be a bold new businesswoman. She spoke about her jam brand, Yes Jam, as if she was launching the next Apple. She threw out words like ideation phases and authentic storytelling, but there was no real substance, just buzzwords. Even worse, she partnered with a little-known British Black podcaster named Emma to seem relatable and real, but the whole thing felt staged, rehearsed, like a press release being read out loud. Emma didn't challenge her. Not once. She didn't ask about the timeline lies. She didn't press Meghan on the royal contradictions. She just smiled and nodded while Meghan said whatever she wanted. The podcast barely cracked 100,000 views. That's with Meghan Markle, the supposed most talked about woman in the world, as the star guest. It bombed badly. Let's talk about Meghan's brand. She wants people to believe she's this startup founder building an empire from scratch. But let's get real. Meghan didn't bootstrap anything. She didn't build her platform. It was handed to her the moment she married Prince Harry. Netflix didn't call her because of her vision. Spotify didn't partner with her because she's an audio expert. They picked up the phone because she had the title, Duchess of Sussex. But instead of owning that, Meghan tries to spin a fantasy. She says she runs a lean, mighty team, but within months of launching her latest project, she lost 6 staff members. Her Spotify deal? Dozens of producers walked out. Some called working with her a nightmare. One executive even said she wasn't a great podcaster. That's not a strong team. That's chaos. Still, Meghan went on her podcast claiming she's proud of her team, proud of her products, and proud of her growth, but nothing she's done has actually worked. Her Netflix shows? Canceled. Her podcast? Flopped. Her lifestyle brand? Barely exists. She keeps using phrases like authenticity and organic connection. But what exactly is she selling? Jam? A podcast? A vibe? There's no product depth, no business insight, no value. Just Instagram captions dressed up as corporate strategy. Here's where it gets truly disturbing. Meghan's lies aren't just big, they're constant. In the same breath, she claimed she learned business by working at her grandfather's antique shop and spent 10 years on the set of Married with Children, both full-time, every day after school. Those timelines don't match. They're not even close. She also said she launched her new social media account in January of this year. But the account was created in 2022. One quick Google search proves it. So why lie about something so small? Because that's what Meghan does. She bends the truth in every direction, and now the public is starting to notice. This isn't just one fib, it's a pattern. Meghan Markle builds her image on revision and denial. She reshapes the narrative every time it doesn't go her way. If the timeline doesn't match, change it. If the video doesn't look right, reframe it. If the product fails, spin it. That's not authenticity, that's manipulation. Let's talk about ego, because that's the engine behind Meghan's entire brand. When asked about imposter syndrome, Meghan dismissed it entirely. No, I don't feel that, she said, but imposter syndrome isn't about being an actual fraud. It's about feeling undeserving even when you've succeeded. It was a chance to connect with her audience, a moment to be vulnerable, but Meghan couldn't do it. Why? Because her ego won't let her. She wants to be seen as the queen of lifestyle media, the next Martha Stewart, the modern Gwyneth Paltrow, but those women built real businesses. Martha went to prison and still came back stronger. Gwyneth leans into her identity even when people mock her. Meghan, she doesn't seem to know who she is. One day she's an entrepreneur, then she's a humanitarian, then a lifestyle influencer, then a children's book author, then a podcast host. It's identity whiplash, and the only thing tying it all together is the royal title she pretends she earned. Now, let's go back to the lie that started it all, the hospital twerking clip. After Meghan's video went viral, people started asking questions. When was it filmed? Where? Under what circumstances? Hospital officials finally stepped in, and they shut it down. They confirmed that at the time the video was supposedly recorded, the hospital was enforcing strict pandemic protocols. Masks were required, visitors were limited, filming was not permitted. There is no record of Meghan having permission to be there unmasked. There is no approval for filming, and most importantly, there was no reason for her to be dressed like she was headed to a photo shoot. The conclusion? Meghan lied. Again. And it's not the kind of lie you can brush off. It's not about jam flavors or product packaging. It's about health, safety, and trust. The fallout has been brutal. The public isn't buying the brand anymore, literally or figuratively. The jam didn't sell, the podcast flopped, the press coverage is negative. Even Meghan's once loyal fans are starting to walk away. And what does she do? She blames the media. She blames the royal family. She blames racism and misogyny. But never, never does she blame herself. Every failed project, every staff departure, every collapsing brand, according to Meghan, it's always someone else's fault. But that excuse doesn't work anymore, not when you lie about something as simple as a video date, not when hospital officials have to fact check you, not when you get called out by the very companies that once believed in you. So where does that leave Meghan now? She wants to be a mogul, a global brand, a voice of empowerment, but she refuses to be honest about where her platform came from. The truth is simple. None of this exists without Prince Harry, without the royal title, without the global attention that comes with being part of the most famous family on earth. Meghan isn't building a brand from scratch. She's renting royalty and pretending it's hustle. She wants the glow of the crown without the weight of it. She wants influence without accountability, fame without substance. And now the mask is slipping. This twerking lie, it's not just about one clip, it's a window into how Meghan Markle operates. Rewrite the timeline, ignore the facts, lean on glamour, and hope no one notices. But people are noticing. The hospital has spoken, the podcast bombed, the business isn't working, and Meghan's carefully constructed brand, it's cracking. Because when the truth finally catches up, no amount of buzzwords, jam jars, or royal silence can save you. And maybe, just maybe, that's why no one's buying the jam either.